My name is George Holvik. This is my piece. It's called Sun, Man, and Earth, and it represents global warming. Now, the other day I was thinking to myself, what is art? So I went to the dictionary and looked up what is art. And they said art is in many forms. There is art of making friends. There's art pieces, and so I'll talk about art pieces, but there's many other types of art. And there's many arts that have, like there's Southwest art, there are religious arts, there's many of those. There's art pieces that make a message, and this is one that makes a message is the Statue of Liberty. This message is freedom. This is global warming. Now, I made this here at TCC in a sculpture class, and I've enjoyed having it all these years. Also, I would like to show you how to make an art piece out of bronze, and I have some things here to illustrate. First of all, there are two methods in doing bronze pieces. One is direct method, and the other is indirect method. The direct method is you make your piece out of wax. Just make a piece out of wax, and there's pieces of wax that are like this, and you just form it into a piece. And then you can take a look at that. Once you've made your piece out of wax, then you've got to sprue it. Get it ready for being poured. And you have wax pieces like this, and you make it like a J, and you take your piece and you mount it on this, right, like this. Once you've mounted it like this, then you have to sprue it. And sprues are pieces that go up like this. And at the top of this, you put a paper cup. And you sprue it so the sprues go past the paper, up past the paper cup, and that lets the air out. When they pour the piece, they pour it into the cup. The bronze goes down, the liquid bronze goes down, and it goes up the piece. As it goes through the piece, it has to let the air out, and that's why you put the sprues. So that if you don't do that, the bronze will stop, and it will ruin your piece. So this is the way you do the direct method. Now there's another method I mentioned was indirect method. The indirect method is, first of all, you take clay and you make your piece out of clay. You take that piece once it's what you want to make in clay. Then you take plaster and you plaster all around it and let the plaster dry, and then you take the clay out and you have a mold. And then with that mold, you heat up the wax and you pour it in your mold and you let it sit there for about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and then you pour it out, and it dries inside the mold, around inside the mold. So then when you take the mold off, you have a piece like this, wax. And then the next steps are all the same. Now bronze, it has to be heated to about 2200 degrees, which is quite warm, and you go to a foundry to have it poured. And I have enjoyed this for a long time, making bronze pieces. If you have any questions, I can answer them at this time. Question?
So it looks to me like a piece smiling. So is this a hopeful piece?
It's a piece that is supposed to give a message that we're warming the globe, and that's a problem. And what's causing it is the sun and the man who is producing like carbon gases that keep the heat in. The heat from the earth can't rise up through it, and it causes the earth to warm more. And it's kind of a serious problem, and it's got to be solved.
So maybe he's part of the problem, and he's
mankind,
blissfully ignorant in a sense.
they don't want to change their
They want
habits.
to change. Right.
And that's probably the biggest factor is mankind, or humans, causing the gas to come up so the heat from the earth can't rise up faster, and it just stays there. It warms the seas and the oceans, and they've been getting a little bit warmer each year, and it could be a disaster. As you can see, the earth here is falling apart because of the global warming. That answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions?